name is Andy, and I wanted to show you some brief phonological awareness activities that you can do at home to help your kids with their reading and their spelling. The Jolly Phonics program breaks down the English language into 42 sounds, and so rather than learning the 26 letters of our alphabet, it goes through a progression of 42 sounds, and it starts with the first group, S-A-T-I-P-N, and the reason for that is that your child can start making letters or words more quickly than they would if you learn the alphabet A through Z. So I'm going to be sending home flashcards of each of the letter sounds. And the cream colored sounds, these are the 42 basic sounds. And then the green colored cards are the alternative spellings of the sounds that you'll be learning in the 42 sounds. So for those of you that have children who are still learning their sounds, I would start with this level here first. And so the idea is that you would go through with your child and you're identifying what sounds they know to the letters, not the names of the letters. S, A, T, I, P, N, K, E, R, M, D, G, A, L, B, J, A, O, I, E, or Z, W, N, V. Now this has two sounds. It can be short as in book, look, or it can be long as in tool or moo. So for this sound, it would be oo. It has two sounds. Y, x, ch, sh. Again, two sounds. It can be soft as in math, path, or it can be hard as in this, that. And the last one, qu, ow, oi, u, r. I'm also sending home a list of tricky words. Now, tricky words are words that you cannot sound them out. So the child just needs to remember that they are tricky words. So they start with, and they go in order from 1 through 60. The is a tricky word because the letter E makes the eh sound. And if you were to sound out the word the, it would be actually the. But in fact we say the. Same with she, it would be she, but instead we say she. Go through this list with your child at home and find out what words they're able to read and which ones they are not. Okay, so we've been working here with Felix. We've gone through all the 42 sounds and the tricky words sheet. And Felix has shown me that she knows these amount of sounds, but does not know the sounds of any of these other 42 or other sounds. And then she knows these tricky words, but not these tricky words. And what we're doing is that we'll be slowly practicing the ones that she knows, and one at a time introducing a new sound. Okay, so Felix, every day, ideally, Felix will be practicing these sounds at home. So we're going to be showing flashcards, and we want Felix to say the sounds as quickly as possible.
S, A.
Now Felix made a mistake. I put that back about 3 cards later, and so they see and I correct it, and I say that this is not k, it is t. Put it back in the pile.
E, N, T.
Excellent.
P.
Once Felix knows all those sounds really quickly, really well, then I would introduce the next sound. So I would say, Felix, this is the sound B. Repeat after me. B.
B.
B. And then I would put it back into the stack of sounds that we're practicing with and do it the next day. I'm going to do the flashcards with the tricky words, the same as we did with the letters cards.
He, sh.
Oh, that one is a tricky word. It says sh, e, she.
She.
And again, I put it back in the pile so that they see it again.
Me, the, she.
Excellent job. Okay, now I want to move on to something called blending, and that's where a child is able to hold the sounds in the brain to put them all together to make the word. K, a, t. What word does that make?
Cat.
Excellent. P, I, g.
Pig.
Excellent. P, R, k.
Park.
Excellent. Now, the child doesn't necessarily need to know how to spell them. All that we're looking for is to see if they can hear the sounds accurately and put them together in a sequence. So that next we will be talking about segmenting words. See if your child can take a word and break it into parts. So for example, if we had the word cat, what are the sounds in cat? K, a, t. And we want to put a space in between each sound so that we can identify each of the single sounds in that word. So what are the sounds in dog?
D, A, G.
Excellent. How about in the sounds or in the word jump?
J,
Okay. Now in that example they want j, You'll notice that is actually comprised of two sounds. So let's try again. J,
A, P.
Excellent. Now the child doesn't necessarily need to know how to spell these words. All they're doing is to see if they can break the word into sounds that they know. The next activity you want to work on is called manipulating the phonemes, which is taking a word they know, or it could be a silly word actually, and changing the sounds to form new words. For example, say the word cat, but take away the k sound, which would be the word at. Now you want to work from beginning with changing the first sound, then the last sound, then the middle sound. So if the word is cat, I take away the k sound, the word is at. If I say cat, take away the t sound, it will be
Ka.
ka. This is a silly word. Okay? And then another one, say the word cat, take away the a sound, would be kt, which is another silly word. Okay, in this activity we're going to be taking the same three games, if you will, of blending, segmenting, and phoneme manipulation. But instead of doing them orally or auditorily, we're going to be using cards. So Felix has shown me that she knows these three sounds. So we can make silly words or real words. And I would ask Felix if she could spell the word or letter a. So then she would find which sound fits the a. And then I want to make it more, we're going to build on that. So I want Felix to make the word pa. So she would have to find where the sound p is, identify it, and identify that it goes in the front and not the back. So pa. And then I might want to see if she's able to hold on to three sound words when we do it orally. So I want to spell the word pat. So Felix, I want you to spell, you have pa, now spell the word pat. And then Felix would choose the sound to make the word pat. So here we're spelling. Now I want to manipulate them. So Felix, I want you to change pat into sat. So Felix would have to identify which sound is not there anymore. So do you hear a p in sat? No. Do you hear a in sat? Yes. Do you hear a t in sat? Yes. So what sound do we need to add? And then we identify that the sound is at the beginning. So sat. And then I would ask to change the last sound. I want you to change sat into sat. So again, she would identify, oh, the t is not needed, and I need to change the t into a p. So we have the word sap. And then lastly, we want to change the middle sound. So change sap into sip. And she would identify that the a is not needed, but the I goes in the middle to say sip. Now Felix, do not forget, you need to do your letter sounds every night, those ones, and your tricky words, those ones. And then I would also like you to blend, segment, and manipulate some of the sounds that you know every single night. So there you have the Jolly Phonics program in its really simple form. The science says that if you can do at least 15 minutes every day, it would be a lot more beneficial to a student's learning than doing a large portion of time once or twice. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, you can ask Laura or myself, or you can go to the Jolly Phonics website.